What's up guys, Pops here and welcome to something a little different. VRChat is one of those weird games where you can literally do anything. It's no Minecraft of course, but it really is an interesting game. So today, I thought it'd be a good idea to just talk about why I love VRChat. So sit back and I hope you enjoy the video. My experience with VRChat is a little more different than everyone else's. Not that I'm special or anything, but it's mostly due in part that I only really get on VRChat to record roughly 2, maybe 3 days a week. I really do love the game, but I'm not the type of person that plays video games anymore. I usually can't justify myself playing a game if I'm not recording or doing something with it. As you guys can see by all the weird stuff my friends and I did over this past year. Really, there's so much stuff that we didn't show that I'm pretty sure we would get banned for. Though, of course, that doesn't mean I didn't have my share of weirdness before I started recording. See, back then when VRChat was a little more, well, unknown, it was a weird place to be, well, at least for me. But overall, my experience in the game has been pretty good, I'm not gonna lie about that. For almost every player back then, they started up here in the hub, now called the old hub. This is also where I met my first group of friends. It was a really fun time to be around in. The first memorable experience I've had was really dumb, and if I gotta be honest, it was a little waste of time. I spent a good 2 to 3 hours feeding these apples that grew off this weird tree to my friend who was just sitting on the wall kinda, quipping at people. Nothing crazy I know, but the quips that my friend Sauceman would give me all the time while doing it just made me laugh every time. Seriously, just thinking about it is making me laugh right now. And I'm sure he had a fun time doing it as well.
There's no FBI, he's legal age. It's called roleplay, okay? Plenty of people do it.
I also remember around this time, I started picking up my lolly voice. You see, I used to be one of those traps that would run around, be cute, do whatever a trap usually does.
But let's be honest, it was a little cringe.
Trying to help my child go to the bathroom and you're blocking them.
Yeah, mate, just trying to help me go to the bathroom, mate, and help me get the fuck out of this store, mate. It's not quite nice.
Alright, we're back. How you doing?
But I really enjoyed it, and it led me to a weird little can of beans that sort of kicked off my channel for me. Honestly, the little guy was just a hoot to chat and hang with, and he did some hilarious stuff for us. Actually, I'll let him explain his side for a little bit. Devin, take it away.
I went to a random world that had a bunch of people on mirrors. You know, you walk up, you touch the thing, and bam, all of a sudden you're the character. I see a beautiful, marvelous, 2-foot tall can of beans with purple arms and legs. It was my destiny. And then I traveled to the pub, the glorious pub, the Winchester. And I stumble upon good old Pops. Good old, grand old, ye old Pops. Gee, what a guy. And then, we're having some banter, going back and forth and stuff like that. My friend in the room, who was a lot more intoxicated than I, wasn't happy about that. So while I was arguing with him, Pops came down and asked me, what's going on? What's wrong, can of beans? And I simply answer with my dad's yelling at me. My dad told me to get off. My only words that ever in my life I've ever regretted saying. Because then my friend donned the title of my father. Now in the video, you'll notice, whenever you look back on it, you'll notice that my arms are flailing about. I'm losing my brain. I keep telling people he's taking me down to the ground. None of that's a joke. We tussled to the ground quite a few times. I end up getting him in the gut, so he backs off a little bit and we're attacking and stuff like that. I just wanted to be a can of beans. It was very fun, very entertaining, and I can't wait to do it again. Can of beans is not retired. Can of beans will arise again. And I'm going to take over the VR world as a can of freaking beans.
After that, I ran around the pug, eventually hopping worlds, and that's where I met a certain Spider-Man. Of course, y'all know this guy as Papa Raggy, a close friend of mine that's worked with me on the weird videos that you guys come to enjoy on the channel. Honestly, to me, there's no better experience than the weird shit that Raggy and I managed to do.
I don't know, boys, but cock and ball torture, right? Right? Am I right? Fuck you guys.
You could literally come at me saying, oh, I've had a better experience in VRChat, which is probably true, but I would just look at you and say, excuse me, have you made Spider-Man sell lollies?
If you're into little girls, don't worry. I got plenty of them.
Have you made an unknowing Pokemon trainer somehow be a good trainer?
Use Thunderbolt.
And have you made Big Smoke blow up a Mexican mercenary while simultaneously blow up a populated city without any remorse?
Dios, he's stronger than I thought. Oh no.
Bruh, dynamite!
No? Well, fuck. Obviously, I'm kidding, but it has been a weird one. But let's be honest, this game is 50% Mirror Simulator. The community for VRChat is honestly amazing. That's why I don't really have all too much to say about the community, which is kind of why I'm going to keep this segment very short. The community is filled with so many creative people of all different backgrounds. The stories they could just tell you about their lives are so interesting to me that it's really heartwarming that they can open up to you. Honestly, it's a really good way to meet people. Don't get me wrong, there are some bad apples in the community, but you don't see them all too much. Usually, they're new players that see the game on YouTube and know its player base. They'll usually just come on to insult and mock them for expressing themselves, which isn't really cool in my opinion. It's something I really hate when they just do it to other players who are just chatting about the pug or the black cat. But usually we all just ignore them and, just have some fun. Can't let others ruin the game for us, right? Though we all have our own opinion on the community, I'm perfectly fine with it, but there are other people's whose opinions are, different on the matter.
I actually have a love-hate relationship with the VRChat community. I have seen some really heartwarming things in this game. You've seen those videos of the guy interviewing people. He all asks them the same question, and he only says what experience in your life do you regret the most? Or sometimes you find videos of someone who is kind of just talking about how, a kid who talks about how he was bullied in school. So in some sense, VRChat can be an extension of life in a lot of ways.
There's people out there that are assholes. Yeah, they are. There's assholes out there. But sometimes they can change. But there's good people. There's good, kind-hearted people out there that really want to help. I'm like me. I like to help people. Even with avatars, I just see everybody deserves a custom avatar at least. Just have something unique, something that brings some personality. As long as it be them and who you are and how you present yourself, be nice to others, you're gonna get far.
I think of VRChat as similar to a high school. Everyone's their cliques, the avatar bases and stuff. And so in that regard, I would like to say that majority of the community can be wholesome and great to be around, but there are those who are a little toxic.
I think they're all niggas.
I was originally going to go into the creators for this segment, but I'm actually at a blank. When I think of the awesome creators I've met through this game, it all really meshes together. Not in any bad way, but in a good way. For my friend Fizzy the Furtrap that makes my day anytime I hang out with him. Also, him being one of the people that made me want to be a VRChat content creator. To Rossaloid, who made my favorite avatar in VRChat and his awesome streams. To Raggy, a very close friend of mine that I owe a lot to, more than you guys would actually know. To finally my first patron, Void Senpai, who became one of my best friends along with Raggy. VRChat is honestly a small chapter in my life that is coming to a close in the near future. I can just feel it. This video is honestly a good excuse to look back at the game, talk about it, and just generally think what I love about it. Even though I didn't go too in depth. Come on, it's my first time after all. I have made so many friends, some may have come and gone, while a few of them still remain. It honestly feels like I spent a really long time and a really large part of my life in the game, even though it's been 2 years. It's weird to say that, to be honest, but VRChat is an experience that has changed my life a bit. When I look back at it, I don't regret the time I spent in the game. If anything, I kinda cherish it. I'm in no way done with the game, even though the tone of my voice may seem like it, because you never know what can happen in the game. It really is something you have to experience for yourself. So whether you're desktop or VR, just go ahead and jump into the world that is VRChat. And just maybe, I'll see you guys on the other side.